Hello there YouTube, welcome back. Sorry that I've split this into two, but I realised that it took me 10 minutes to explain it, so I thought as the code's a little bit longer that I'd best make another one. So let's go into the coding of the elevator. As you can see, we have our code here. This is the computer that will be in the elevator. Let me just remove some of this because I don't want you typing in a load of rubbish. Right. So we don't actually need them to. Right. So to start off with, we'll need to the best thing to do is to label the computer, so if you do have a creeper come and blow it up, then you'll be able to pick up the computer without having to recode all this again. To do that, you just go I think it's set label and then say comp L for elevator. It could be the other way around, so it could be label set comp L. You do that before editing a file. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to actually use something other than the actual computers in a different tutorial if you like, but let's just get into the code. So first of all, we'd use rednet.open and specify the top, y, which is where the elevator is at the time. So this is how our elevator knows where it is whilst the game's on. So it'd be y equals 0, which means the top, basically the top. While x does not equal, which is a curly sign and a equals, I'm not sure what it's called, exit in quotation marks and then do. So basically if x does not equal exit, then do this. We won't be using exit, so it will always stay with this on. Terminal clear dot clear, and then terminal dot set cursor position to 1, 1. Now here we've got our w equals test. So basically all this coming next, I've just labelled them test for now, but that doesn't matter, you could put anything in here. So what we want to do to print on the screen, so the first screen that comes up is elevator control point, ground floor, first cave, so whichever you want to put here, so 1 equals, 2 equals, 3 equals, and so on and so forth. You can actually put words here, but don't want to get it complicated, so we'll just leave it as 1, 2 and 3. And help for it, obviously if you quit the game and you're down at the bottom, or on a different floor to the starting floor. So you do x equals IO read, so basically it's waiting for a user's input, and then here comes each floor. So basically if x equals equals, which basically means if x equals 3, then so that's 3 for the bottom cave. So it will clear the terminal, set the position to the cursor to the top left, and then we do while t curly bracket equals exit, do this. So basically, like we did before, is to keep this looped, so it checks all this first. So what we want to do is, if y equals 0, then print. So basically, if the elevator's in location 0, it'll print this going down to bottom cave. It'll send rednet. It'll be rednet.send to send a signal to the computer outside that will basically tell the computer, tell the engine to go down. So it'll be the top computer this will go to, because obviously it wants it to go down. So whichever motor you've got facing downwards is the one you put that on. Then sleep, and then terminal clear, terminal set position again, y equals 2. So basically, because our what we've done is we've told it that it's going to the bottom cave, so we set it to 2. Now what this does is basically make the elevator know what position it's at. So 2 equals bottom floor, 1 equals first cave, and 0 equals floor. So every time we basically change floor, we got to tell y what it's going to equal. So t equals exit. So what we've done is we're now exiting t. Then we go to the next one, which is if y equals 1, then print going down to bottom cave. And obviously the same again. It's basically a loop code of the other one. Then if y equals 2, then you are at the bottom cave. So basically this is where it detects that y is 2. So that's if we're already at the bottom of the cave and we press 3 to go to the bottom cave, but we're already there. And obviously now we're going to be doing the first cave. So if x equals 2, which is to go to the first cave, I've kind of confused everyone, I guess, but terminal clear and then terminal.set cursor position, while the s does not equal exit, do this code, this coming next. I've got the cat trying to play with me now, it's being a pain. Oh, now I've messed this up. Sorry about this, guys. Right, so what we do is if y equals 0, then print going down to the first cave, because we're if the elevator equals it's at the ground floor, then it's going to go down to the first cave. So that'll send a rednet signal to the down machine, and obviously again it will set it as 1 because that's going to be our what y is going to equal when it's at the first cave. I hope I've explained this well, because it's quite complicated code to just knock out and explain it. Now obviously we've got a few more here. We've got if y equals 1, then you are at the first cave, which basically we've done the same again here. And obviously the next one, if y equals 2, then print going up to first cave. So as you can see here, it's changed to rednet.send to computer 1, whichever computer is doing the up side of stuff, because obviously I showed you that there was 2 motors, one going up, one going down. This is the up motor, so I put 1. To check your IDs of your machines, all you have to do is type in ID onto the machine. If you're finding any of this complicated, please go back and check my other tutorials, because this is no way beginner's code. It is if you understand it. So the next one we're going to do is the ground floor. So if x equals 1, then term clear, you are at the ground floor. Then we've got going up to the ground floor. This is from the halfway point, and basically the same again, going up from the floor, that is from the bottom. So basically this all here is a copy of itself. Basically you literally just copy one of these. So if x equals, just copy that piece of code, and all you have to do is literally basically just change these pieces here, the y, to what floor that you go into, and what rednet signal you want it to send to. So yeah, now we'll go to the help section of the code, because we got to about here now. There we go. So basically, if x equals help, like I said before, then term.clear and term set cursor position. So now we're going to show another menu, which I actually typed wrong because we want spaces there to make it look a bit clearer. That. And obviously I've changed it here to W. Well, W is not equal to exit do. Now the reason why I've done this is because it's a new menu. So W equals IO read, and then basically I've put if W equals 1, then term clear and term set position, and then print set to top. So that basically if I press 1, it's going to set to the top. And what happens here is y equals 0, because 0 is the floor. And then we tell it to sleep for 2 seconds to show this area here, and term clear, and then term set position to 1, 1. And yet again we've got another one here. If W equals 2, then term.clear, term.set cursor position, which is basically the first set to first cave, and y equals 1, so it basically sets the elevator at 1, which is our first floor. So this explains our y's now, in a way. And then we've got if W equals 3, then it's going to set to bottom, which I set as number 2. And then we put our end statements in, obviously, at the end. I hope you've understood that. It is mind-blowing. There is a lot there. Now that's taken us quite a bit of time to do, so I'll quickly run over these next ones. They're both the same. The only difference is the one runs the up motor and the other one runs the down motor. So I'll just show you the one and you'll get the drift of the other one. So basically rednet.open top, and x and y equals 0 and 0. So while y does not equal exit do this. So, and then we put x equals 0. This is critical to make sure you put that there. then ID comma message equals rednet dot receive in brackets 10. So basically that's going to receive our message from the other machine. And then we've got if ID equals 0, which is the ID of the machine that we're sending it from, which was the computer in the elevator, and message equals ground to bottom. So now this is our down elevator, so it's going from down to bottom. Then while x is not equal to 51, which what happens here is I've sat here and counted how many times, how many blocks there is between top floor and bottom floor. It was 51 blocks. Do rednet dot set output with capital O, brackets our side comma true comma bracket. Now that's our rednet, well basically our red signal side, which is right. You change this to wherever your motors are, and then sleep for 0.5, and then redstone dot set output, again the redstone side comma false. So we turn it basically on and then back off. That's the only way to do the motors. Then sleep for 5 seconds again, and then x equals x, so basically it'll get this variable here, note there, and plus 1 to it, so it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up to 51, and then when it hits 51 it will exit and then reset x to 0 again here. That's why this is so important, otherwise you'll keep going down. No, well, you'll start at 51 again, and it'll think, oh no, I'm at 51, so I ain't going up all day. And then you've got if ID, basically you've got the same here for ground half. Basically going down to ground half is 39 blocks, and then going from halfway point to the bottom is 12 blocks, so halfway to the bottom is 12, so basically it's not halfway, and you do the same again. And obviously in the other one it's the same, it's just for the machine going up, so it'd be bottom ground 51, so that'll take us up. The next one's half ground, so that'll take us from halfway point up to ground, and so on and so forth. That is why I've coded this in such a long process on the main computer. So hopefully if I've shown you that, you might understand that this basically it sends the rednet to the computer, to computer to ground to bottom. So it'll go, okay, ground to bottom, right, I've got to do 51 turns, ons and off. So it'll turn the computer's redstone on and off 51 times to take us to the bottom, and then tell us that basically it'll refresh the Y at the top to equal 2, which means that we're at the bottom. And then when we press, say if we press 2 when we're at the bottom, it'll put yeah, so basically if we push button 3, which was the bottom cave, it'll show here you are at the bottom, so it'll know for us, and then obviously make sure that it is at the bottom by putting. But I think that's it. I'm sorry this has taken so long, and I'm sorry that I may not have explained it good enough. If I haven't, please tell me, and I will redo this tutorial, because I'm pretty sure that it did suck. But please rate and subscribe. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Thank you.